Hello, everyone. This is well, my government name is Denise, but I just uploaded a video on yesterday of me facing my eviction, and today I faced my eviction. Right now, I am currently in a motel room. It was a hard struggle today. I was just the law enforcement came to my apartment this morning at 11:30, actually 10 minutes early, but I was already heading out anyway. It was a hard struggle, so to speak, over the last few weeks after um, I got behind on my rent, and my manager, my apartment manager said, you was gonna get evicted because actually started, I hadn't been working since October 2025, and I was on unemployment up until then, up until May, and so I've been seeking employment, but You know, I've had interviews but haven't been hired. And some jobs I really couldn't take due to my current health issues. So pretty much, I was on unemployment until May, and then that stopped. That I wasn't able to pay my rent since then. And so it was a downhill struggle from there, and my apartment manager being mean and stuff, and talking down to me like I'm somebody that always been late on my rent all the time, or someone that don't want to pay their rent. I've always paid my rent on time. Well, when I first moved in my apartment, yes, it was a struggle because when I moved in, I didn't have a job at the time, but I had the money to move in. So at that time, I was able to get assistance because there was a lot of sisters in the area, and so I was able to get rental assistance. And then until I found a job, and I was working part time, and so I was allowed to pay towards my rent every month until I finally got up to current. And so ever since then, I've been paying my rent on time. So I've been there almost 2 years. July 31st would have been 2 years. And with her, treat me like I don't pay my rent on time while she is being so nasty towards me and stuff. So I went to court 2 weeks ago, and I won an extension until July 31st because I'm dealing with health issues, and all at the same time it takes a minute for me to try to get help and try to get myself together. And it was a struggle because every time I ask somebody or family, anybody, could they help me with this or help me with that? They say I can't do it. I understand in this world right now, everybody's struggling. Nobody can really be of help to anyone, and it was hard for me and stuff because I was just like dealing with it alone, and so I had to move myself pretty much. Some of my stuff was left in the apartment because I couldn't get nobody to help me move that out. I didn't have no money to pay nobody to do anything. And so the video I posted on last night, that was on I posted on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And I did have someone to bless me. I had a family member to bless me last night, which was a blessing. That helped, that went towards, giving me an Uber or Lyft to carry me and my belongings around. And so I still had to end up, getting more money from others to try to get around, and then also waiting for a shelter to open up because the shelter I lived in 2 years ago, I do not want to go back to that shelter. Based on my current health conditions, and plus me getting sick at that time, catching COVID and pneumonia, I do not want to have to go through that again. So I was on another shelter's waiting list. It was a smaller shelter, and they said someone's supposed to be moving out. So eventually this week I would, be able to get in. So hopefully. So I feel like, as me being a prophetic person, I've gone through seasons where when my time is up in a environment or a job or whatever, things will start to shift. Some people is not going to understand that, but those on here that are prophetic, they understand when it's time to shift, when the environment start getting intolerable, so to speak. Things start to shift where you're having a hard time dealing with things, and the environment just you just feel that uneasiness in your spirit that, okay, I feel like my time is up. Things start to slowly happen, and if you don't prepare yourself to leave, then things will get chaotic. And so I already knew I wasn't going to be at this apartment for long, but I thought at least I'll be able to walk out when it's time. But I got thrown out, so to speak. Same way with the job and stuff. I was thrown out. And so now I'm in a season where I have to rely on others to be there until I can find full-time work. And that's why I posted that video. I have a Buy Me a Coffee app, and I have a PayPal app. And right now, every little donation helps, because I don't have a vehicle, and it's hard to really get around with all my belongings, trying to get an Uber or Lyft, and having a roof over my head. Because I prefer being in a private environment like this than being in a shelter. But it adds up. And I really don't like asking people for anything, because today was a struggle. Today I had to ask people, for money. And even though they going through hard times themselves, but yet they was there for me, and I appreciate it. But I'm asking people out there. I'm on this faith journey where I'm trusting God little by little, because so many doors were slammed in my face over the weeks when I tried to apply for rental assistance or apply for relocation assistance. And everybody just said, the funding was so dry in this area. They didn't have no type of funding, none whatsoever. Reached out to family, reached out to everybody else. Everybody was going through their own troubles and problems and stuff. So, and it was so hard. But I received a blessing last night, which I'm so thankful of, as well as, I had to, reach out today for help. So that's why I'm doing these videos. And maybe God want me to be on social media full time as ministry. And maybe I do have to rely for a while on handouts from others. It's not easy asking people for anything, because I'm very independent. Only when I'm down to my last dime, where I'm just desperate for anybody to just place some money in my hands. And so anybody out there, if you can relate to me being homeless, or if if you're a Christian and have been on a faith-based journey where you had to trust God to provide for, a roof over your head and food and stuff like that. I mean, just day by day. because tomorrow I don't know what lies tomorrow. Just like I was so nervous what lied today, because I was giving Christian advice on just go with the flow and just take it one step at a time. But God don't reveal the whole plan sometimes. And I'm the type of person that I like to have a plan before me. It was so hard. I just didn't know what was going on. I mean, my anxiety was acting up. I said, this is the first time I ever have to try to do all of this alone, because I always will have a family or somebody to help me in the past. But this time I had to totally 100% trust God. And so day by day, step by step, I have to trust God. And tomorrow I have to trust God what he has in store for me tomorrow. So I'm just thankful for any little any size amount will be perfect. You know, I get SNAP benefits, so my food is covered. Sorry, it was distraction on here. So my food is covered, but it just, having a roof over my head until I get into the shelter. So I'm resting, trying to recuperate until in the morning, see what the new day brings. And I'm just thankful for what God has done. I miss my apartment. It's bittersweet. And the way I was ready to get out of there, but then yet me being forced out of there, and then I have to leave some things behind, and it was hard. But I'm just asking. I will drop my links at the bottom of this video in the description of my my PayPal and my Buy Me a Coffee. I really appreciate anything y'all can give me. Anything. Because I need it right now. God removed every single person that I usually rely on. I mean, family. Anybody I was close to. I mean, I was getting so many no's, I can't do it, and this and that, the other over the past couple weeks. It was getting so, and my hands was tied because I didn't have any money and not having a car to get around and stuff, and I can't like just jump in the car and go. But God made a way today. I'm tired, and it's been a long day, but God made a way. I'm thankful. So I had a friend on here to suggest that I should just get on live, because I posted up a video last night. I got views, got one like, but nobody didn't, donate anything. Out of all the same video I posted on all my platforms, got one person, a relative on my Instagram, that PayPal me some money last night in the middle of the night. She was still up. I was still up. And that was none but God. So I trust in God right now in the unknown. Whenever God bless me with a job, he will bless it. But right now, I'm getting on here and doing videos and doing what I can to be a blessing to others. Because I am a living testimony. So, anybody, if you can relate, you can relate to me being in a motel, homeless. This is not my first time. This is not my first time, but I thought it was going to be my last time being homeless, but God has taken me through this for a reason. and I got to trust him. So I'm thankful for anybody that could reach out to help me. I really, really appreciate it. So I'm really looking forward to moving to Atlanta. Right now I'm in Ohio. God has spoke to me about me moving to Atlanta. Okay, for ministry or whatever he's moved me there for. But right now I am where I'm at right now. God's taking care of me right here where I'm at. So I'm just thankful. I'm thankful and I praise God for everything. You just got to learn to just stand on God's word. Don't get discouraged. And I know I'm good at getting discouraged. I'm good at worrying. My anxiety level just go to an all-time high, but I have to learn to trust God and stand on his word, because he will never leave you nor forsake you. You got to believe that. I have to believe that. As a single woman, I don't have a family. I have to rely solely on myself. I've had family to lean on years ago. I've lost a lot of family, passed away. So it's kind of difficult. But once things be going smoothly, I'm good. You know, my income flow is good. Everything is good. But the minute that season come where everything is wiped out from under me, back down to ground zero. So I got to learn my lesson. Whatever God is teaching me in this season, I got to learn it. So I just trust him. In due time, I will be back on my feet, being another, have another home. Because I miss having a roof over my head already. My own roof over my head. So I thank y'all, those that have joined, and just leave a comment or whatever. And like I said, I will post my links at the bottom, and that's comment. Just leave a comment and let me know, can you relate to what I'm going through? Well, if you're a Christian, whether you're prophetic, and been on a faith-based journey, or have you ever, or are you currently on a faith-based journey where you have to trust God in the unknown, or just in general been 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 homeless, jobs fell off from under you, can't get your finances right, and you don't have a huge support circle. Like I don't have a huge support circle, so I'm just thankful for what anybody could bless me with as of now, to help me to keep me going, because I do need a place to stay tomorrow, because I don't know if my shelter will the space open up for me tomorrow or not. Or do I have to stay in another motel? So a little bit helps, because I want to stay in here another night, and I want to be able to have money to be able to get an Uber or Lyft to get around, since I don't have a car.